All right, now we're diving into measurement. One of the most important units, I think, because it applies everything they've learned. And people measure things almost daily in their lives. Area and perimeter are also really important for architects and graphic designers and other important careers out there. So something really good to know. And as well as if you're doing just work around your house when you eventually own a house, if you're going to put up a fence or something, it's important to know how to do these things. So when we're looking at perimeter, this is something you've been learning since grade 3, so I'm not going to spend a whole lot of time on this, but just a brief reminder. Perimeter means that we're measuring around the outside of something. So these lines in the middle really don't help us with anything except for understanding that this from here to here is going to be 1 unit. Okay, and unit is your measurement that you're taking. So the unit could be in millimeters, centimeters, kilometers, meters, decimeters, whatever you're using to measure the length of something is what you'd be using as your unit. And here I'm just going to call this a unit. Okay, so if I'm measuring around the outside, I'm just going to count each segment. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So this is 8 units. And it's important that you name the units, and we'll get into that a little bit later. So again, this is one of the ones that this shape here is one of the ones that cause the most problems for people because they tend to forget to count those 2 line segments separately. Okay, which is another reason why I use these nice little tags here to show me that I've counted something, because if I counted this and left this one out, it's very obvious when I double check my work. Okay, so just going to erase this here. All right, and I'm going to count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And I have 12 units here, and that's my perimeter for that shape. And same here, I'm just going to count around the outside. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Remembering not to miss this one. 9, 10, 11, 12. And this is also 12 units. Notice that these 2 shapes are different, but they have the same area that they take up. All right, moving along. When we are looking at the area of a shape, and I know the length of one side of a rectangle, I can look to the other side and how do I figure out what the length of this side is? Well, if I'm looking at this rectangle, this is going to be the same size as the other side, and the width here, it is also the same size on this side. Okay, many problems are going to have give you a little bit of information, but not all the information. Okay, so if we look back here, the perimeter of this shape is 6 plus 4 is 10, plus 6 plus 4, so it's 20 centimeters, right? If I'm looking at this shape, I know my length, but I don't know the width. Okay, so if I'm going to start on this corner, okay, and I'm going to walk here, that's 3 meters, I walk 3 meters, and I'm going to walk here. Oops, and that's a really not very straight line. It's hard to do the straight lines when you're here. Okay, and I'm going to stop here. I'm halfway. So I'm going to take this number, I'm going to cut it in half. I know I've gone 7 meters, okay? And I know 3 of those meters, so I can take 3 away from 7, and I can very easily find out what this side is here. Okay, so I've gone 4 meters around. Can anybody find a different way that they could have figured that out? If you can, I think there's 3 different ways. You can send those to me for bonus marks. So just pause the video and see if you can figure that out. I'm going to leave it there. This will probably help you. All right. If I've been given the length and I've been given the width here, the length of this is 3 centimeters, and I know the opposite sides will be the same, and this is 2 centimeters. And I know when I'm finding the perimeter of a rectangle, I am adding 3 centimeters by the 2 centimeters by the 3 centimeters by the 2 centimeters. So I'm just going to write it this way. 3 centimeters plus 3 centimeters, and then I know I've counted for the 2 lengths. And then I'm going to write it 2 centimeters plus 2 centimeters, which is accounting for the width. Okay, and then I would just add those together. So I have 6 centimeters plus 4 centimeters equals 10 centimeters. Okay, but what if I want to find an easier, shorter way of doing this? So my length is 5 centimeters here. My width is 1 centimeter. So when I'm adding these, what I actually did up here is I added the length plus the length plus the width. Okay, plus the width. Ugh, bad spot. All right, or what I could do is I could write length, because everybody knows that mathematicians really like to short form things. I'm going to write this as an L, and I'm going to write width as a W. So what this could actually be is length plus width plus width. Okay, so I have 5 centimeters plus 5 centimeters plus 1 centimeter plus 1 centimeter. So would this not just be easier to say because I have 2 groups of 5, right? I have 2 groups of 5. Okay, so if I wanted to make that into a multiplication problem, it's 2 times 5, right? So now I can say length, I'm going to put the brackets there, right? Times 2 plus width times 2. And then I just take my 5 centimeters and I substitute that in for the letter that's there. So it's 5 centimeters times 2 plus 1 centimeter, right? I'm getting that from here and here, times 2. And that would equal 10 centimeters plus 2 centimeters. Now this is getting really crowded here. So I'm going to erase this and we're going to look at this last one here. And we're going to go over that again. All right, so we've decided that the formula for this is length plus width plus width. So I have 2 lengths, right? So that I'm going to substitute 2 times L, 2 times the length, which is what number is going to go here, plus 2 times the width, because I have 2 widths here, right? And that is the number that's going to go there. It's going to substitute. So my width is 4 centimeters, and my length is 4 centimeters, and my width is 2 centimeters. So now I'm going to take the length here, and I'm going to substitute it for this symbol, the L symbol that represents length. So I have 2 times 4 centimeters plus 2 times, right there, 2 centimeters. Okay, I'm looking that I still have my centimeters in my problem so that I remember to add it in at the end. And 2 times 4 is 8 centimeters plus 2 times 2 is 4 centimeters, and then I just add these together, so I have a total of 12 centimeters. Okay. Now,